On a mysterious night, a woman is seen frantically running through a garden, pleading for help as she feels several people are trying to kidnap her. Eventually, she enters a house and tries to call for help, but unfortunately, the person she calls is part of the kidnappers group. The scene shifts to a beautiful island where a plane arrives carrying contest winners named Gwen, JD, Brax, Melanie, and Patrick. They are greeted by an employee named Julia, who explains that anything is possible on this island, and all their desires or fantasies will be fulfilled. After being shown to their rooms, except for JD and Brax, who are asked to wait at the bar, Melanie glances at a photo with a man, possibly her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Gwen hears something mysterious while changing clothes. Once dressed, Gwen, Melanie, and Patrick gather at the bar and introduce themselves, wondering if their fantasies will become reality, or if they're just elaborate holograms created by the island's owner, who might have drugged their drinks. Soon after, Mr. Rourke arrives. He is the owner and manager of Fantasy Island. He explains the rules. Each person gets only one fantasy, and they must see it through to the end. Patrick, Gwen, and Melanie's fantasies will start the next day, while JD and Brax's have already begun. Mr. Rourke takes JD and Brax to their fantasy, which is to have everything, especially a lavish pool party with attractive women. During the party, Brax sees a charred human figure similar to what Gwen saw earlier, but dismisses it as a hallucination from drugs he's taken. After a fun night, Brax feels his presence has ruined lives, as he's been honest with his family about being a homewrecker. However, JD doesn't care and wants to stay with Brax forever. Elsewhere, Gwen wakes up startled by a skinny man who invites her to meet Mr. Rourke. He's confused about her fantasy, which is different from the usual guest's desires. She wants to relive her past and correct a wrong decision she made back then. Mr. Rourke instructs Gwen to enter a door to begin her journey. Suddenly, Gwen's fantasy becomes startlingly real. She hasn't seen her boyfriend, Alan, for 5 years, yet he appears unchanged, claiming they just met that morning. Overwhelmed, Gwen accepts Alan's marriage proposal on the spot. Meanwhile, Patrick meets Melanie to discuss their fantasies. Patrick wants to be a soldier, while Melanie seeks revenge on a school bully. Melanie is taken to a basement torture room where she finds Sloane, the popular girl who bullied her. Without hesitation, Melanie begins to torture Sloane, and even sends a video of Sloane's infidelity to her husband, causing him great disappointment. Soon, Melanie realizes that the scenario isn't a hologram, but a real and recent kidnapping. A psychopathic doctor arrives intending to torture Sloane, but Melanie, feeling remorse, rescues her. Patrick's fantasy starts as he's dropped into a forest to live out his dream of being an American soldier. However, he's warned by a stranger about the island's dangers. Then suddenly a group of soldiers came to ambush Patrick, who pretends to be on a secret mission, but they don't believe him and take him away. After a long journey, Patrick encounters a lieutenant who turns out to be his father. His father initially doesn't believe Patrick's claims, but Patrick provides undeniable evidence of what will happen to his father, convincing him. At the party, when Brax and JD are having fun, suddenly a mafia group attacks them. Brax seeks help from Mr. Rourke, but on Fantasy Island, not all fantasies go as desired. JD and Brax are captured by the group, which intends to rob them. In the forest, Sloane is suspicious of Melanie how she got there. Suddenly, the psychopathic doctor reappears, attacking Sloane, but the man who warned Patrick earlier saves them both, and they escape. The next morning, Gwen wakes up shocked to find herself married to Alan with a child, despite Alan having proposed just the night before. Mr. Rourke explains the island's power. Nothing is impossible here. He told her that his wife had died when he arrived on the island, but Mr. Rourke fantasized that she came back to life. On the other side, Patrick prevents his father from fleeing a mission, feeling it doesn't align with the actual events where his father died, saving his team. Not running away cowardly, Patrick asserts the true nature of his father's heroism, and his father finally agrees with Patrick's words. In their room, JD and Brax are threatened by a man who demands money and drugs. Confused because they have none, Brax pretends to comply and leads the man to a garage. This moment is utilized by Brax to fight against the group. Meanwhile, Gwen, enjoying time with her new family, senses something is amiss and seeks a new fantasy from Mr. Rourke, who ignores her. She then meets Julia, who is coughing, possibly ill, and asks for her help in convincing Mr. Rourke to grant her true fantasy, saving a man named Nick from a fire she failed to do in the past, which has left her feeling guilty. Then Gwen re-enters a door that takes her back to her apartment to save Nick. There, Gwen meets Patrick and asks for help, but he is unable to assist. Meanwhile, JD and Brax flee from a large fire, while Gwen tries desperately to save Nick, ultimately passing out from the thick smoke. Julia rescues Gwen from the fire. Gwen failed to capitalize on this moment to save Nick. In the forest, Melanie and Sloane are led by an old man to a cave-like labyrinth. The old man, a detective trapped on the island after his satellite was destroyed, intends to use water from a mysterious stone to reveal the island's crimes. As it turns out, Mr. Rourke uses the water to make visitors fantasize about their fantasies coming true. He instructs Melanie to contact a pilot he knows to escape the island. Sloane realizes Melanie is the reason she was kidnapped to the island. The old man tries to make Melanie and Sloane forgive each other, but he is stabbed by a psychopathic doctor and sacrifices himself to take the doctor down with him. Patrick and his father encounter Brax holding a grenade. Confusion leads to a shootout between Patrick's group and the Mafia's men, resulting in Mafia's group's death. Suddenly, the Mafia's men rise like zombies, unable to die. Patrick urges Brax to flee with him as they witness his father die heroically, protecting them. Elsewhere, Melanie is in the torture room, pleading with Sloane's husband to contact the pilot ordered by the old man for rescue. Patrick and Brax arrive in a panic. As JD, Brax, Melanie, and Sloane attempt to escape, they are blocked by Mr. Rourke's men. It's revealed that they are all part of someone's fantasy of revenge for Nick's death, whom they were all involved in but did nothing at the time. A plane arrives, and they run to the dock to escape, only to end up in the cave the old man showed them earlier, where it's revealed that this is all Melanie's fantasy seeking revenge for Nick's death, her boyfriend. As Gwen attempts to destroy the mysterious stone, Mr. Rourke intervenes, taking the grenade from her hand. He reveals that Julia is also his fantasy. Julia was his wife who had passed away, but due to his deep love, he brought her back to life. To keep his fantasy alive, he must fulfill the fantasies of the guests, or he will lose Julia again. That's why he needs Melanie's fantasy to proceed as planned. When Mr. Rourke tries to leave the cave, Julia, struggling to breathe, pleads with him to save the guests. Moved by his love for Julia, Mr. Rourke agrees and lets her go. As Patrick, Gwen, Sloane, and Brax face death, Mr. Rourke returns and instructs Sloane to drink the water and make a wish, as she is also a guest on the island. Then Melanie is suddenly pulled into the water by a creature. After Sloane's wish is granted, everyone feels relieved. However, Melanie throws a grenade at them, and Patrick heroically sacrifices himself to save his friends by using his body to shield them. The next day, only Gwen, Sloane, and Brax are left. They prepare to leave the island, but before departing, Brax wishes for JD to be brought back to life as usual. In exchange, Brax agrees to stay and work for Mr. Rourke, ensuring his fantasy continues, and the movie ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, because by subscribing you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.